So just as a reminder, your part of fortune is where you can focus to bring harmony to your entire incarnation so that you can bring about the intent with which you took it. Just to remind you, you are essentially an angel or a spiritual being. You took this incarnation, you selected it because it offered you an opportunity to channel the universal will in a certain way that would be useful to you in your development through many incarnations. So the part of fortune aligns your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. And the sun, of course, is where your spiritual self comes through and sort of peeks through your incarnation now. And then the moon is your intuitive animal self that can nurture spirit if worked correctly. And then finally, the rising is your earth, your elements. And by making all three of those in alignment, by focusing, moving from your part of fortune, you bring about success and harmony. If you'd like to learn more about those details, like I go much more deeply into them in a couple of videos, those are linked below. However, in this video, I'm going to talk with you about your 10th house part of fortune. The 10th house in general is the arena of life in which you are making your mark on the world. It is sometimes called the house of career, can be the house of legacy in the sense of what you put across to the entire world. Now, obviously, depending on many other factors about who you are, your chart, your value system, this can look like many different things. A career can be literally, what people in the United States think of, which is basically how you make money, and not only that, but not just a job, but how you're establishing a resume, a reputation. It could be a business or it could be a professional career. That also can be what you should focus on, but there are other possible interpretations of the 10th house. For example, if someone is a healer, they could be, a traditional healer and maybe not even recognized or licensed, in their particular society in which they're living. But if that is their calling, maybe that's a good word, their calling, then basically they're going to find a way to do their healing. And that is their career, and that is the thing that they dedicate their life to in the world. So obviously the 10th house can take a very different, aspect, a different face, depending on who you are in general. In my case, I would define my career to do with my spiritual path, my magical career. And then everything else is just to support that. Anybody who has a 10th house part of fortune, as you do, should focus on your worldly legacy, what you're doing in the world for humanity. However you just choose to do so, however you define that, that's up to you. But it's not about shrinking and hiding in your house and watching TV. It's about actually what you're doing out there. That's by focusing on that, whether you're doing it in that moment or not, you're going to be bringing about a maximum harmony between your spirit, your soul, and then again, your body. And by aligning those three important levels of who you are, you're going to create harmony, create success, and be able to channel the universal will through your incarnation by always focusing on what you're doing in the world.